never been here before, my name is Andre. This is my channel, Metal and Muscle. What the hell are we talking about today? Bigorexia and body dysmorphia? The hell is that, Andre? So I'll start out by saying this, that never in my life did I ever understand anorexia until I became aware of my bigorexia. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tell you my experiences with this, and I'm really curious if anybody out there has dealt with maybe the same thing. And if so, I would like to create an area where you can feel free to talk about it. Even as I was just sitting down thinking out what I wanted to say, I realized that this all started when I was actually pretty young. When I became a teenager, there was no amount of money on this planet that would get me to admit that I was tiny. No, in my head, I was big, I was jacked, and I was strong, and I most definitely wasn't. I think I graduated high school at like 130 pounds, and I'm 5'8". I really have no clue where it came from, but it was just there. So I guess the first real incident of this was being small and thinking that I was big. Body dysmorphia. Then comes the bigorexia later. I don't know what it was, but all through high school, even though I was a little guy, I dressed as if and felt as if and walked through the halls as if I was this like muscular guy. I was lean and I was small and I was athletic, but I was in no means muscular by any definition of the word. But for whatever reason, it was in there. And I'm only realizing that within a very recent amount of time. Years went on into my 20s, and even then, I thought I was built. I thought I was jacked. I mean, I was scrawny. I had maybe 13, 14-inch arms, and I'm like tight rolling my sleeves like there's something there to show off. I mean, like, I would look at, these girls when I was younger that were with these like jacked guys, and it just didn't make sense to me for whatever reason why these girls wouldn't even look my direction. Because I thought in my head that on some planet I looked at least somewhat like their boyfriends did, who probably easily outweighed me by 100 pounds. But then one day I got one of those girls and it really hit me. I am not what I thought I was. Reality really hit me. I was like, oh shit, I'm skinny. I'm skinny fat at best. I mean, I hadn't even been working out. I don't know what possessed me in my head to think that at some point that I was in like physically good shape, and then as I had gone through my 20s and kind of gotten skinny fat, that I was still in good shape. But then when I got with this girl, all of a sudden, I'm like, it just hit me. So I started working out, and it was nothing real serious. I did probably gain about 40 pounds. No, I did not gain 40 pounds of muscle. That's not going to be possible within just, a couple years. But I made those newbie gains, and, my structure did start to take shape. Now, I ended up gaining some weight as well because my girlfriend at the time had gotten pregnant, and I'd putting on some of them their sympathy pounds, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I was eating more than she did. We split, of course, and the weight came off. I guess at that time I dealt with things like that with not eating. Today is definitely not that case. When I'm upset, that's pretty much all I want to do is eat. So we split, and the weight came off. And guess who thought he was jacked again? Lord, I was a loser. Hey, real quick, I just want to thank everybody for being here still, and if you would please, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to ask you a question at the end if you want to leave a comment, so I really appreciate you hanging around. It really helps the channel a lot. So I guess this is where the bigorexia comes into play. I was actually starting to gain some pretty serious muscle, and all of a sudden, no matter what, I was skinny, scrawny, and weak all over again. I still don't know what the triggers are to flip the switch on my body image. Apparently it has to do with relationships, insecurities, obviously self-image issues, things that I'm still dealing with to this day. It's just, I guess this is a little bit of therapy for me to get it out and make some, realizations about myself. So yeah, no matter how much bigger or stronger I was getting, I just felt like I was still scrawny and weak. I'd gotten up to about 200 pounds and was really looking, decent. I'm 5'8", I'm naturally kind of narrow shouldered, and, I was starting to kind of fill out my frame at 200 pounds, kind of getting an idea of what I would look like if I continued growing. You could tell I worked out. Then, bam! Literally. I'd gotten up to about 200 pounds, and then out of the clear blue sky comes the champagne-colored Toyota Camry that changed my life forever. Long story short, I was in a really bad motorcycle accident, and I broke my back. I shattered my L3, and I have a spinal fusion. You can check back into some of my older, really shitty videos where I went through and explained that if you enjoy torturing yourself. Hell, if you're here now, obviously you enjoy torturing yourself. So, because of the wreck, I had lost 40 pounds. I went from 200 pounds down to 160 again. That was a depressing time for sure. But guess who thought he was jacked all of a sudden? This loser. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know if it was just my ego, self-image, insecurities. There's a lot of ego going on definitely at this time, apparently. Anyways, here I am, Mr. 160, strutting around thinking I'm Mr. Big Shit. The girls that I used to look at and was too scared to go up and talk to, I was starting to get a little attention from them. Out of the blue, I was at a club one night, and these people came up to me and they asked me to be in a music video. I was in the freaking Tim McGraw Truck Yeah video. I know. Check that out if you want to. But after the video, I did end up meeting my wife. And guess who wasn't big no mo? I've got some insecurity issues. So here we go again. I was hurt, and because of that, I was more driven to really change my body the right way, put on size the right way, do things the right way, and really take it seriously. I had goals to be stronger and better than I ever was previously before my accident. So yeah, I gained 60 pounds in 3 years. I went from 160 to 220. Yes, I took steroids to do that for those 3 years. Here we are, let's move forward. All right, I did that, okay, let's go. I was actually sort of big now, 220, 5'8". You could definitely tell I was working out. You guys, but I looked in the mirror and all I saw at 220 was the same scrawny little kid that I actually was in high school. But when I was in high school, I sort of thought I maybe looked like I actually did at that time when I was 220. Lord. Okay, so here comes the next phase. So, all right, I'm actually starting to put on some size. Now I'm fat all the damn time. No matter how lean I got. Nope, I was fat. Ask my wife. I drove her crazy. I literally was like pinching skin to make love handles, and in my head, I was just rolling over my shorts, and my belly was covering up my penis, and it definitely was not. I had veins in my stomach at one time and thought I was fat. I've seen some pics of myself looking back from when I was pretty lean, and at that time, I wouldn't even post the photos. If you noticed, as time went on, there was times I got leaner and leaner, and the only pictures that I would post was of me in a shirt. I was the leanest I had ever been, with the most muscle on my body that I'd ever had, and I was self-conscious to post those photos. I mean, I was genuinely self-conscious to take my shirt off at the beach, and I was looking pretty good looking back. Then the flip happened. I got kind of chubby, in like an off-season bulk, and then I thought that I still looked like Then I thought I still looked like I did when I was lean. And then out of nowhere, I looked at myself, oh my gosh, I'm 245 pounds, and none of my pants fit anymore. but still thought I looked pretty good. Ladies, I'll tell you this, if there's any ladies out there listening, if your husband gets fat, tell him he's fat. He wants to know he's fat so that he'll lose weight, otherwise he'll just stay fat. My wife, no matter what, thinks I'm sexy, even when I'm chubby. So I don't get that. So yeah, it's definitely a back and forth battle that I am definitely still dealing with. I would kill. I would hurt. No. Figuratively speaking, I would kill to look the way that I looked about 3 years ago. I was 207 pounds and was the leanest I had ever been. Everything was just really proportional, looked really good. I'm looking back at pictures that I didn't post, and I would kill to look like that right now, because right now I legit have about 20 pounds that I just cannot seem to freaking lose. But hopefully now with a little more perspective, I can lose the weight and not go too far with it, because I always see myself as fat. And when I get to that size, look at myself for what I actually am and be happy with it, and so that I can stop this yo-yo of 25 to 40 pounds up and down every single year with like a 4-month delay of what my body actually looks like. It's been as I've been doing this video that I've even realized how much I'm still struggling with this today. I mean, I did push-ups before I did this video because I wanted to maybe have a little shoulder and chest pump, because, you know, this is like a muscle channel and I've got to be this image, I feel like, in my head. And if I don't look the part, then, you know, I myself don't feel legitimate in what I'm doing. So I feel like I've got to be this jacked guy. So I did push-ups, yeah. But I did that because I've been feeling kind of puny with this whole COVID-19 thing. I didn't work out for an entire month. You can watch a video about that. I feel amazing now. Things are starting to fill out. The shitty food that I ate for a month is starting to, you know, go away, and the good food's starting to go where it needs to. Well, there I am, all out in the open. I don't know if you learned anything, or if this was almost just more for myself to maybe give myself some perspective and accountability moving forward. But I mean, I want to ask you, if you've ever dealt with anything like this before, you know, feel free to leave a comment down below. You know, like, I would love to attain a community of people that, you know, support each other. And, you know, we're a metal family, and, you know, in the gym you have your gym family. And these are people that I would like to bring together. These are two things that I love more than anything. And to be able to bring them together in one place and meet people on both sides, and meet people that, you know, have like-minded interests, you know, that this can be a place that we can all come and hang out and be open and be badasses and, you know, be proud and, you know, share shit we like. And that's kind of the ultimate goal that I have, you know, for this channel. Well, that is this edition of Metal and Muscle. You can find me on Instagram. You can go to Metal and Muscle 1, one word, Metal and Muscle 1. I also have a Spotify playlist that I can plug in down below. I think it's up to like 1,020 songs now, different metal songs from, I mean, guys, there's Limp Bizkit, and there's Behemoth, and there's Gorgoroth, and there's maybe a trap song. Yeah, anyways, there's something in there for everybody. So go down, check it out, follow the playlist. I'd really appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up if you're still here. This is Andre with Metal and Muscle. Raise the bar.